I want to tell you about a way to keep your Prime Video, Netflix, and any other streaming channels that you use when you are abroad. The way to get around that horrible message when you are logging on is to use a VPN, and click the link in the description to get 80% off Surfshark VPN. It is the best. You will no longer have problems using your streaming devices and streaming channels. It is what I use in Mexico, and I have never had a problem. If you do the 2-year subscription, you're really getting an extra discount, and then you don't have to worry about traveling or living abroad and accessing. So to access your favorite streaming, use the link and subscribe and get Surfshark VPN today. Word to the wise. Now let's get back to our video. Well, this is Beverly coming to you again with another video about travel safety. Welcome to my channel, Miles and Coffee. And we will continue in this series about travel advisories. So get a pen ready so that you can take some notes. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. I think that you'll find this information useful. It is my honor and pleasure to share. I received various comments, so I thought that I would continue with this one, because you can notice in the title that this one is pertaining to a man who fell victim to a violent crime that led to his death. Okay. And for the sake of housekeeping and for my channel, it really does help when you give a thumbs up. And if you hear something that you would like to respond to, I do read the comments, and I think you should too, because people who comment often have excellent advice to add to the discussion. So without further ado, let's talk about this unfortunate individual by the name of Timothy Reed. He is a citizen from the United States, and he was born at, I believe he was from the Atlanta, Georgia area. This particular incident happened in Colombia, 2021. You might have heard about it. And the reason I'm sharing today is because it does add some more information about our travel advisories that we've been discussing. And since then, the story has been clarified. Originally, they said that you can see his information on the screen. I'm showing you his picture. But it says that, and here he is a businessman. He was retired, so he had money. But originally the story said that a man was attacked and killed for his gold chain. The story has been revised. We have a little bit more information. I don't believe it has been solved yet, but we are clearer on the details. So what I'd like to do, again, I have the video pulled up and I'll show you some clips on my phone, but this time I've taken some notes, so you'll see me looking down. I want you to pay attention to Timothy Reed's body language, because even if there were no sound, you could tell a lot from his facial expression and just the overall feeling he is giving you. These video clips have been shared on various YouTube channels, but the original videos come from Timothy Reed himself. But this is his original video. So let's get started with the first clip. He's showing the neighborhood, and it's not a good neighborhood.
One thing was several things accomplished. Now is the next move is to open a restaurant. So hopefully that will happen very shortly. barbecue spicy ribs and fish. As you can see, I am tired. It's stress, y'all. I'm not gonna even lie. It was very stressful.
Okay, so he starts off by telling us how stressed he is. And he's about to purchase some property. That is never a good sign. So it sounds to me like his body is telling him something is not right. And he's in this foreign country. He's new, and he's already stressed.
Language barrier. He don't trust me. I don't trust him. But I mean, I had more trust in him because I gave him all my money. But he was, looking to see if it was real. I mean, it was just too much. Just too much.
And I agree with Timothy. It's just too much. So let's unpack that first part. First of all, when you are in a third world country, that's why I wanted to address men, but of course this applies to anyone. Flossing your wealth is never good. You want to lay low, stay under the radar, and if possible, try to blend in. I make it a point not to have anyone have a reason to take a second look, because when I'm out and about, I'm trying to blend into the culture and into the environment and into the local scene. Of course, I'm going to stand out just in my presentation, but if at all possible, not give people a chance to look at you and make yourself a target. This man handed over $250,000. He said, I've given them all my money. I'm stressed out. That was about 680 million pesos, which is a lot of money. Why would you do that? Okay, even expensive cell phone, can make you a target because someone's looking at that and realizing you're not from there, and they're wondering what else you may have, expensive jewelry, designer clothes and accessories. But they should never have known that he was carrying or had access to that amount of cash. And if he is making a deal, where's his real estate agent? Where's the lawyer? Whenever you are making some kind of deal in a foreign country, always pay the money that it would take to hire the professional. Okay, enough talking on my end. That's just the first part of the clip. Let's continue with what this man is saying. I want you to hear the words from him and see if there are some lessons that we can continue to learn.
It's just too much. It's too much. Had to get his family members out of the apartment. Still got to get the one upstairs after the apartment. All right. Let's stop right there. So
now, all right, this is getting very interesting because he has already said there's a language barrier and he is misplacing people, pricing the locals out. Again, when you are new in an area is never a good idea. So there's so many red flags that we want to pay attention to that we can learn from. And these are the red flags that presented themselves, and he recognizes them, but he failed to trust his own instincts. Let's continue. Okay, this is all taking place the day he was shot and killed in broad daylight. So let's look at, again, the tape that he recorded of himself right before he makes the transaction, and he is at the notary. again, pay attention to his facial expressions, okay?
Twice. The notary office. Jorge just arrived. And we're about to do this. Jorge. So I'm recording everything for my safety.
Okay, so now, again, this Timothy Reed is on it for my safety. But of course, his cell phone or the video that will be uploaded later to YouTube so that we can see it is not going to factor in his safety. My commentary or my response is that why is he there? He shouldn't be there. If he is making a transaction, a lawyer or a representative who speaks the language hired by Timothy should have been at that notary or present along with him, making sure the signatures and everything is legit and speaking the language and taking care of the transaction. That is what you hire professionals for. So here are other detrimental red flags that he should be paying attention to. He says some other things in this video as well that I want you.
So we're about to go into the office. He wash his hands. The seller has been an asshole in the process. So very nervous.
Okay, he has repeated several times, I'm very nervous. He started before this notary appointment saying, I'm very stressed, it's very stressful. Everything within him is telling him something is wrong. And we can learn from that. I'm getting chills by saying that, that as we watch this man and look at the stress and fear in his eyes, even with the mask on, you can see that he is just fearful and not trusting, and he's saying this into his own camera. He didn't trust this person that he's doing business with. That's a red flag. And so whenever we don't trust our instincts, then we are going against our own self-interest. Let that be a lesson. When it feels wrong, walk away. Bad vibes mean something. A red flag is a red flag for a reason, right? Now, here's what we know after the fact. He had a quote unquote new girlfriend. He met her in that area. This is Barranquilla in Colombia, right? This man obviously was set up. The question we don't know is, was she in on it? There's another video, you can probably find it, where you can see he goes up into the building, he does a transaction. There's some shady characters looking directly into the camera, and the vibes you get from their look and their expression, just is very just scary. I'll put it that way. And you just get the impression that they're not interested in this man. There's no lawyer present. There was a handshake. He signed some kind of paper, but he's there and he doesn't know what it says because he doesn't know the language. And then shortly after that, he was gunned down in the street. Right after they secured that money, he was out of there. And so remember, he said he has to put people out of the building. They are still living there. My question is, wow, what role did she play? We've said this too, that when you're traveling, know who your friends are and be careful who you travel with. Choose better friends. Everything points to this man being set up. So again, when we travel, know the travel advisory, for any area. The travel advisory is set up for a reason, to give you some information about activity going on in the area before you arrive so that you can make a decision. Here's the bottom line that I want you to know. No matter where you travel, whether it be abroad, in the States or out of the States, to another country or not, the bottom line I want you to take, this is your takeaway, only you can decide what level of alert is safe for you. I will not tell you where not to travel, but you must look, do your research, make the decision what your comfort level is, and govern yourself accordingly. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your thumbs up and I appreciate your comments. I do read them. And if you have had a similar situation in another country or even in your native land, I hope that you will share, because your comments do help other people who read, okay? So I'll say take it one day at a time. This video is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. It is what I'm using on all my devices, cell phone, iPad, Google TV, as well as my laptop computer. Those of you who follow the channel know that I am still working abroad. I teach English as a second language to professionals who need to learn English to complete their transactions worldwide. So Surfshark has been a blessing for me, and now they're allowing me to give you 80% off when you click the link below. But anyway, this travel advisory is in the title. It says for men because there's a male victim, but this applies to everyone. I hope that some of this information has been helpful, and I look forward to reading your comments. Be safe, my friends. This is travel season. The travel industry has picked back up again. They're saying that flights are booking like they did before this health scare, before that we had the pandemic. So now that people are traveling more, I hope that you will consult the travel advisory for your safety. And check out my travel series